I'm on a set of Generation Iron, and I'm taking my new favorite supplement, Game Face. I used to take Alpha Brain, but it's twice as strong, and I'm a big nootropic guy, and I need it when I do films like this. So, like me, I think you should get your Game Face on.
I grew up reading Muscular Development.
Listen,
They told it to you
40s.
straight. Gregg Valentino told it to you straight. Remember that dude?
Oh
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
huge
yeah.
arms?
Well, he what the inject
synthol?
synthol in his arms, make them like balloons. Yeah.
Fucked up, but he would tell you the real.
Well, most of those
And
guys
mostly-
now.
What the hell is going on? How you guys doing? Alright. Great to be here with a lot of you fucking momos. I love you guys, though. Alright. Today, I'm going to try to go a little deep with some stuff, and then I'm going to give you a good story. I want to, I got a bunch of questions and stuff, let's see here, that I want to address. Well, not questions, but things, points I want to make. I don't know. I want to just, before I get started, I want to just clear to you about something, okay? Just listen to me for a minute, alright? A lot of you guys are still asking me about Big Rob. Alright, and what went on with RX and all that stuff, and I still get, the other day on the Cedric McMillan thing with Lee Priest, King Kamali, and my boy Carlo Filippone. I'm friends with all three of them guys, and Dave, of course. Some of you guys are up there, because I went on to say hello, it was Easter. I said hello, happy Easter to everybody, Buona Pasqua, okay, to my Italian brothers and sisters. But, a lot of you guys still talking about the Big Rob thing, and, there's a few people who still want to know what my feelings are about Big Rob. You know what my feelings are? I like the guy. Sorry. So if that offends any of you, and your little butt is puckering, hearing that, and you start that shit, well, how do you support a guy who, called the police on his friends, does this, does that, blah, 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 talks about people's wives and the family. Listen to me, motherfuckers, okay? You don't know what goes on behind the scenes at RX. First of all, they all like Big Rob. They were fucking with him, alright? And it went too far. And they hurt his feelings, and they know that they were wrong, but without destroying the show and everything else, it's it. Because I even told Dave I'm not going to be part of that. I'm not going to be part of that. That's not fair. It's definitely bullying and everything. And even Dave knows he got out of control, okay? And he'll tell you that, and all. And I've talked to John Romano about it. I've talked to Johnny Bravo about it. I've talked to Dave. They don't hate him. I'm going to tell you that now. I know that John told him, shut the fuck up and all that stuff. He annoyed him. Just like maybe one of your parents, maybe if you're a parent, sometimes your kids say, shut up, your girlfriend annoys you, shut up. Okay, shut the fuck up. It doesn't mean you don't love her. It doesn't mean you don't. He actually likes him. He doesn't dislike him. It got out of control. Okay? And I know that Rob could be a character. And Rob's done some crazy shit. But I got to be honest with you. For all the crazy shit that Rob's done and said, whether he's called police on people, he's had the same fucking shit and then some done onto him. Okay? So simmer down. All the shit that you see, there's what you see and what you know. Even Lee. I don't think that Lee really hates Rob. I think Lee is not fond of Rob, okay? And I know that, he rubs Lee the wrong way, and that's okay. But I got to tell you something. Just because some of my friends may not like him or whatever, doesn't mean that I don't have to like him. Case in point, I'm very close with Chanel Renee, who is Rich Piana's ex-girlfriend, the one who was there in the room with him when he died. Alright? She was there when he took his last breath. Okay? I'm good friends with her. Very good friends with her. Okay? Even my girlfriend and her are friends. And she'll tell you about that. Now, Dave and her don't get along at all. And Dave's on the front, was on the other side of the fence on that one. With his ex-wife and, everything else. And I'm not going to get too deep into that, but that doesn't mean that because I'm good friends with Chanel Renee that that's affecting my friendship with Dave. That doesn't mean that at all. All right? Same thing. Lou Ferrigno and I do not get along at all, okay? You know, he started it and I finished it. But regardless, that doesn't mean that because John Romano's good friends with Lou or Dave's good friends with Lou, that doesn't mean that, you know, they can't be friends with me. Lou doesn't say, hey, listen, if you're friends with Valentino, you know, you can't be friends with me. Or vice versa. It doesn't mean anything, okay? So, that's the way that works. And if any of you don't like it, that's too fucking bad. I am not somebody who caves in or is going to go, hey, you know, a quick story. Okay? Quick story for you all. Really fast. This is not what this video is about. But let me give you a little quick story. Put your chair up and listen to what I'm going to tell you. Alright? When I was young, I was in high school. Okay? I dated this girl, Lisa. Alright? Lisa had an older brother named Joe. Okay? Joey. Joe hung out with a crew. They were all football players. They were all on a wrestling team, all on a football team, and they were all big, tough guys, right? Remember, I was younger than them. You know, but they respected me and I respected them. We all worked out together in the high school gym and that kind of stuff. One day, they hung out. They hung out with this kid named Mike too, who was actually the captain of the wrestling team. So one day, you know, I'm at the house and I'm sitting there with Lisa and we're watching TV, you know, and I'm like maybe 15 years old, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, Joe's sitting there, he's talking, and the other guys are going, dude, oh man, you're not bringing fucking Mike over this. Oh, fuck him. I can't stand that asshole, bro. The minute he starts drinking, he gets stupid. Then he wants to fucking fight everybody. I don't give a shit how tough he is. I'll fucking kick his fucking teeth in this. And Joe's like, okay, relax. That's my boy. That's my friend. Come on, you guys. You know, he's the captain of our wrestling team. Relax. Blah, 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 blah. None of them liked him. A lot of people in school didn't like him. He was a bully. Okay, he was a bully. Okay, and he bullied people in a sense that, you know, when he was drunk he would get really stupid and he'd fight people and fight amongst his own friends. He'd fight his friends. And I was sitting there and, you know, I'm listening to this with Lisa and we're like, you know, ooh, they don't like Mike, you know. Anyway, fast forward. They had this big party, alright? It was actually a football team party. So they had this big party down at this lake where, you know, near where I lived, right? And all the high school kids were going there. And it was a big thing, like a boo-ha, you know? So I said, you know what, fuck it. You know, actually it was right where AOC lives. AOC used to walk to that lake. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's from the same town. Her house was right on that lake. So, you know, we all went over there, and, you know, I went there and everything, and I was just there because I was with Lisa, and I was just one of the high school background kids. I wasn't on that football team with them, and I had nothing to do with the wrestling team or any of that shit, right? And, you know, Joe was telling these guys, you know, because they're bitching again. Why are you bringing Mike? Why are you bringing Mike? Fuck Mike. Fuck that motherfucker. Fuck him, you know? Joe's like, that's my friend, just stop. Come on, we're all friends. Stop. Anyway, so they're at the fucking thing, and sure enough, I'm sitting there with Lisa, and there's a commotion goes on, right? We come running over there to see what it was, and one of the guys, Mike was drunk, and when Mike is drunk, he really can't fight too well, but he gets, you know, he gets stupid and loud and everything. Mike was drunk, and one of the other guys on the wrestling team hits him and bang, knocks him down. Boom. He's on the ground, right? Mike's trying to get up to go tackle him, and he kicks him. The other guy kicks him. Boom. Like this, right? I don't remember the guys' names, guys. You know, they were older than me. Remember, I'm about 15. So, I'm on a fucking thing, and I'm sitting there with Lisa. I'm watching, and I'm going, oh shit, look at that shit. And they're kicking Mike, and all of a sudden, each one comes up, and they start kicking him when he's down, and they're all throwing punches and kicking him when he's down. And Mike tries to get up and falls back down. And he's drunk, he's fucked up, you know what I mean? And he's trying to grab their legs and they're kicking him and shit, you know? And there's like 5 of them, right? And he rolls over to Joe, right? Right over to where Joe is. He rolls over to Joe. Joe goes, stop, stop. And everybody's, telling Joe, fuck him, no, Joe, fuck him. And he's right at Joe's feet. And Joe looks down, and you know what Joe does? He kicks him twice. Pop, pop, like this. And he goes, oh, shit, stop. All right, look, no more. Mike, come on in. He helps him up. And my girlfriend Lisa comes running over, and she goes, Joseph, you just kicked him. Why did you do that? That's not right. That's your friend. And he said, relax. I was just fucking around. We're all just playing around and shit like that. And, come on. And he's helped up Mike and all that stuff. And everything got calmed down, and everybody else jumped in and just calmed everything down. You know what the fucking moral to that story is? We could not believe that Joe, the guy who invited Mike to this big party at the lake, okay? They were the most popular kids in school. Even Mike was super popular. Even though his friends that are on the same team with him, Mike was a little, not well liked by those guys because he would fight his own friends, which I understand. That's fucked up. Okay, that's fucked up. But what's even more fucked up is Joe was warned not to bring Mike to the party. Joe was warned that this shit would happen. And you know what Joe did? He stuck up for Mike. No. And he kicked him when he was down. He kicked him. Story sound familiar? Does that story sound familiar? I'm not going to kick anybody when they're down. I'm not going to kick them because my boys are kicking them. Okay? That's why what happened with RX. And that's why Rob is upset. Is because, when he saw everybody talking shit about his wife on there, even Dave made a few jokes about it, and he felt like, holy shit, of all the people, I thought you want him here. Because John Romano and everybody were telling Dave, like, listen, don't bring him back. It's gotten out of control now. And it's almost not fair to Rob to bring him back and then bash the shit out of him. You bring him to the party, and then you're going to kick him when he's on the ground. Don't bring him back. This is your fault. Does that make any sense? Now, I love Dave. Dave's one of my best friends, man. Dave's a brother to me. So is John Romano, okay? All those guys were all close. You know how long I know Jimmy the Bull? Huh? You know how long I know these guys? Lee Priest, fucking I love Lee. You know what I mean? We're very good friends. We're all good friends. I kissed Lee Priest once. Yeah, on the lips. I'm going to put that up, the video. Oh, shut up. It was fun. It was all fun. But anyway, we're all friends. That should never have happened. Joe should never invited Mike to the fucking party. And he brought him around all the time. And every time he brought him around, there was trouble. And all the other friends would argue with him and everything else. Joe should never brought him to the party. Okay? So now, I'm not one of these fucking guys that's going to go for this shit. So, if you guys would please stop asking if I'm on Rob's side or I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on the side of what's right and wrong. And Rob has done nothing to me. Okay? And I like the guy. And shit just got out of hand. That's what bullying does. Sometimes it bullies everybody. It's like a frenzy. Mike's on the ground, everybody's kicking him. He rolled over to Joe, and everybody's like, fuck him up, bro, fuck that shit, fuck that. And Joe's like, all right, boom, throws 2 kicks, 2. I won't do that. That's not how I operate. If I don't like you, I'm not hanging out with you. So everybody's wrong. So there you go. So you want to keep asking me? And if you don't like my answer, but he called the cops on this. I don't give 2 fucking shits. Gabish. The people he called the cops on and all this shit, they were all fucking together. All of them. Even Rob. Was Rob wrong with the last? Yes. Yes. But you know what? A lot of shit was done to that guy. Nobody talked about families like that guy got his family talked about. You don't talk about people's family. Okay? So few people can understand that. And a few of you guys, you want to unfriend me because I'm not down with that shit, and because I say Rob's all right. Unfriend me. Right here. Here's your goalposts. Kick your goal. There you go. Don't give two shits. Not two. Not even one. Got no shits to give. Okay? There you go. So, don't like it, unfriend me. That's it. So let's put the Big Rob stuff, let's put that saga to rest. Okay? Let's put it to rest. It got out of control. The guys all, unlike Joe and Mike, who I grew up with, older than me, okay, they were seniors, I was a freshman, but unlike them, they didn't like Mike. These guys actually liked Rob. Johnny Bravo said it right on the show. I like Rob. Gets out of control, but I like Rob. They have a love-hate relationship. Dave has said it on the show too. I like Rob. Even in the show that where Dave, with Dave, John, and whatever, and they did the whole family thing with Rob. At the end of the show, Dave says, I like him. I'm not throwing him out the show. I like him. Got out of control. Okay? It's like a feeding frenzy, like sharks. When they smell that blood in the water, other sharks, even if they're not hungry, they can't help it. They just jump in. I won't do that. There you go. So, that's a dead issue now. All right. What's going on is Gregg Valentino, and I made a deal with myself for the New Year's. I'm going to start eating good. So that's why I'm eating meatballs. All right? Because I'm also a New York Guinea, and I talk with my mouth full. Now, wait a minute. My girlfriend, she was eating this. She would put this shit on there. It's got her father's picture right there. But I can handle spice. But what I do to kick it up a notch is I'll take Game Face. GameFaceSupplements.com. Right there, bro. Buy 2, get 1 free. Nootropic Smart Drug. Put it right on the fucking meatball. Look at that. Okay? Right there. Gotta wash it down with a little root beer. Diet root beer. Anyway. You need to put your Game Face on. Whoa! That's a spicy meatball. Alright, so now let's get to what's going on in bodybuilding right now. Just to briefly touch on things, if you've seen me on the RX show, you know that I was the first person. We've discussed this. There's even some of you fans here, you supporters, have even put your comments down. You remember reading the article that I wrote for Muscular Development magazine. I was the first person to put Cedric McMillan in the magazine. He used to write to me when he was just a guy out in Afghanistan, in Iraq and stuff. He used to write to me, and he would send me pictures of himself working out on, broken pieces of, cars, Humvees, tires, fucking airplanes, fucking old wood that was laying around, and he made equipment out of it, and he worked out on it. And I put him in a section called MD.com where I used to put future success stories, and I said this kid's physique, he wasn't on steroids or anything like that, he was out there, he looked amazing, and I put him in the magazine. Alright? So, and then my son got in the Army, and my son, my son was, Army intelligence, and, he did special, all kinds of special missions and whatever you call that shit, and he did a lot of stuff, my son's NSA intelligence, now he does digital forensics intelligence, NSA. So the thing is that, and Cedric and I would talk about that, and I've seen Cedric, millions of times we would talk about all kinds of stuff, and he was a good guy, but he had issues, he had demons, personal demons. He was definitely bipolar. Okay, now this isn't an ode to Cedric. Okay, I feel bad, and I actually loved Cedric. He was a great guy, phenomenal personality, but that personality could come and then go because of people who are bipolar and have depression. And this is common in this sport. There's a lot of bodybuilders. I forgot the guy's name. You guys know. I'll say what he did. The guy that hung himself. Look at my friend Bob Bottom. He's the smartest guy, owned the best gym, and he hung himself. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the other guy from England there, whatever, you know, that bodybuilder, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you guys don't know, that people have demons. Demons. So, if you have demons and you're fucked up in the head, I could help you here. We could do some stuff together, you know. I do life coach too with that stuff, but I don't really want to get into that here. You know, not bodybuilding life coach. I don't get involved in that, you know. As a matter of fact, I got an appointment shortly here. But, oh look, sorry. Game face. I forgot I'm talking to you guys because I'm over here. If you heard me, because I'm going to take two of them right now because, you know, one and two. I'm going to eat them. GainFaceSupplements.com. Nootropic, smart drug, smokes Joe Rogan shit, best price on the planet, and it fucking works. It's not a pre-workout, you're not gonna fly. But you gotta get them. You gotta get your fucking brain working. 800 milligrams of lion's mane. 800. Okay? Wait a minute. These things taste like shit. They taste like fucking... You're not supposed to fight, you're supposed to swallow, but I like to chew everything. This is Dave Palumbo's amino drink, the raspberry. I like it. Oh, for Christ's sake, I'm dropping everything. Whatever. Yeah, so, we're going to talk, though, about what's going on in bodybuilding. I think that that's very, 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 very important. Very important. I don't think that, this is something that's, you know, look. Dave's right. Genetics play a small part in a lot of this. And if you're somebody like Big Country, that big dude. I can't believe I forgot his name, that big motherfucker. Oh, God. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. He had bad genetics for this. Mike Matarazzo had, you know, heart problem genetics and stuff like that that's in their, you know, in their family genes. Now, if you have that kind of thing going on in your family genes and you're going to go make yourself 300 pounds by taking massive amounts of steroids and insulin, well, there's a good chance that one day the Grim Reaper is going to be knocking on your door and you're not going to be an old man when it happens. So Dave has a point. He definitely has a point. But this sport's not the same sport that I fell in love with. Now, I'm no one to talk. Let me first get my own bullshit out there. Alright? I did this massive steroid shit till I got arrested. Maybe 6 years. Never went off. Ridiculous amounts of steroids. You know, full bottle, 10 cc, 200 milligram of either. Mostly propane because I love propane. Okay, and it was steroids, so it was legit shit. And I would take that 200 milligram 10 cc bottle, the whole bottle, so that's 2,000 milligrams, okay, if you math geniuses out there. I would take one on Monday, one on Wednesday, and one on Friday. That didn't count, so that's right there, that's 6,000 milligrams of testosterone, alright? So I've told this story before. That's why everybody, Santo! No, I shot the steroid oil into my arms and everywhere else I could stick it, you know? But you think what you want to think, because I really don't give a shit about that, you know. You can suck my dick for all I care. Anyway, so I did that. Then sometimes I would crack open some sustenance, and usually it was 3 on one side and 3 on the other. You understand? And they were Russian sustenance, 250. Or I'd get the preloads from Mexico. You know, that doesn't count the orals. I'll drop in some Anadrols or some fucking D-balls. I love Sten. I used to take the Sten in there. And then, the pièce de résistance was equipoise. And I would take the 50cc jug, and I would use that 50cc. I think there were 50 cc's. I don't remember if it was 50 or 100 milligrams. But I would take the whole fucking thing throughout a week's time. So I would take 50 cc's of Ganabol. That was my favorite, bro. I loved Ganabol. I would take 50 cc's of Ganabol. Now, throughout a week's time. If you figure out all that, then you wonder where, like, oh, no wonder why they are, whatever. But, you know, even after I stopped Palumbo laughs, because I didn't, you know, after I got arrested, you know, I didn't touch any fucking, not even TRT for like 3 years, 4 years, and I still was fucking, I was still big because I had like, you know, the juice, had so much shit in me, it took that long for my body to metabolize it, you know what I'm saying? Because I had a lot of fucking shit in me. Time-release juice. And that's a fact. Dave's talked about it many times. Okay, put that aside. You know, when I got arrested, I was pissing brown. My liver was probably like a football. You know, I had a lot of fucking, you know, breathing issues and shit. But I got arrested. So I went from taking everything to taking nothing. I wasn't in Club Fed. Okay, I didn't have a computer that I can tap around on. I wasn't, you know, sitting on a grassy knoll eating a fucking tuna sandwich or something like that with a bunch of other federal inmates. I wasn't federal. Okay, it was state. And I was locked up by, you know, Westchester County by Judge Janine Pirro from Fox News. She personally arrested me. I made a great video with news clips of it all, with her talking about me like I was this bad guy. And all of that's done now, because my boy Charlie Gasparino from Fox Business News, him and I go out with all these people and stuff. You know, Emily Campagno and all. But we just, you know, so I squashed it. The judge, everything squashed with that. I love her. But regardless, she arrested me. Now, put that aside. That just goes to show you, what the point I'm trying to make with that is, I think that if I wasn't arrested, I might have fucking been one of them fucking casualties, because I was fucking nuts. I was nuts with the fucking stuff. I trained 23 years natural. I was super jacked without it. And then I got monstrous with it, and I couldn't stop. Alright, I went from like 168 to 278. You understand? At 5'6", so I'm not breaking no height barriers. So now let's get to what's killing these guys. What's causing bodybuilders to die? What's going on? It's Gregg Valentino. Sometimes I don't always eat right. Okay? There's good mozzarella there. But I always put my game face on. A nootropic, smart drug, the best out there. Buy 2 bottles, get 1 free. Okay, I'm here with the big cheese right here. And listen, I don't recommend, here's your game face. I don't recommend dipping it in the gravy like that, see? Like a mozzarella stick. But it helps bring it down a little bit. So put your game face on, stop fucking around, buy 2 bottles, you get 1 free. And the price is better than anybody. Nootropic Smart Drug, Game Face, Supplements.com. And start eating a little bit better. So now, here's what I believe. First of all, I've been around a long time in bodybuilding. I've been around since 1972. All right, I didn't take steroids back then and everything, but I've been around that. I've been in the gym with Arnold Schwarzenegger sitting right there doing long-range cable pulls and other things. Remember, I tell everybody the story a gazillion times. Valentino, you don't stop repeating yourself. Anyway, you know. I'm over there, he's training, and I run over to him, and I said, oh, you know, hey, Arnold. Now, I had already met him, you know, before, but now you're in the gym with him. It's a different animal, you know what I mean? I met him in New York here in 1976. But, you know, he was like, look, it's so emotional. You know, that's what I remember him telling me. But, so anyway, I've been around. I used to sit and go up with Dan Duchesne and Mike Zumpano, who had an office when they were writing the book, The Underground Steroid Handbook. Mike Christian actually gave me a copy of it. We were upstairs. I used to go upstairs in his office in Gold's Gym. Any of you old school guys know that's where the office was. You know, Mike Zumpano had an office up there. Now listen to me. Has the bodybuilder evolved since the 1970s, 80s, 90s, or do you think the drug use is out of control? I can tell you now the drug use is out of control. You know, John Romano, you know, said in the movie Bigger, Stronger, Faster, show me the bodies, and now the bodies are everywhere. Okay, it's like the ocean washed up, or you lifted up the carpet and there's all the dirt that's been swept under there. Everybody today is super fucking a drug addict. It's unbelievable. I've said this before. I'll say it again. And I'm going to get a little deeper, so relax. These guys take a drug for every process in the body. They take a drug, okay, to eat more food, to stimulate their appetite, okay? They take a drug to stop their cortisone, you know, like cytidrin and shit. I know I used to sell it, all right? They take a drug, you know, they take growth hormone, they take growth factors. Then they take SARMs, which is total fucking insanity, and peptides. Peptides and SARMs, don't believe that shit doesn't affect your liver. It affects your liver immensely. I don't give a fuck what one of your fucking gurus, the gurus are killing the sport. I'm against the fucking gurus, so I don't even want to go there, okay? I don't give a fuck what they tell you. They're fucking all full of shit, and most of them look like shit. But anyway, fuck them. Right here. Anyway. There's drugs to fucking stimulate your pituitary. There's drugs to stimulate your there's cytomel, T3, there's even a T2, T4, okay? Those to get you, help to get your metabolism going, through your thyroid, you know what I mean? And all that, anytime you take a drug, even like a cytidrin or whatever, those things all have fucking side effects. You stop your cortisone, because we need cortisone. Okay, there's anti-estrogens. We need some estrogen. I used to take letrozole. It's an estrogen assassin. You know what I mean? Some guys can't get the dick hard because they fucking stop their estrogen. Okay? Then we take stuff, to stop, like, Jesus Christ, like, for like tren, all right? When you take your tren, okay, and you take your deca, you take the cable going, okay? What I'm saying is, my brain is all over the place right now, and now I'm kind of flying because in Dave's Palumbo's drink, and I just took my fucking game face, which helps me to think, but then when I start mixing it with energy shit, I get too fucking amped, and you're like too high, and you're like, and there's a little bit of energy shit, and I stuck in with the fucking amino. So, you know what I'm saying, okay? They take a drug for every process in the body. They even take melanotans, shit, so that they take injection peptide so that their skin gets tan. All these things have an effect, and it's accumulation. You become a massive pool of all different kind of chemicals. That's what happens. And it's affecting these guys. Let me tell you something. You want to kill yourself? Go fill a syringe with insulin and insure yourself, right? That's another thing. You take an insulin, then you take a metformin and different things. I'm a diabetic, so I know I take this shit. I don't take insulin. I take metformin, but you take a metformin that helps this, helps your insulin, with insulin sensitivity. What I'm saying is that every fucking process of the body, there's not, and these bodybuilders take a drug. Take a drug to go to bed. They take a drug to wake up. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're talking. This wasn't that way in Arnold's day. Arnold Schwarzenegger, right, was, I don't even think he's 6'2". He's like 6'1", 6'1.5", whatever. But he weighed 224. He could have got in the 212 class. Right? He could have died it down into the 212 class if he really wanted. Because that 70s ripped isn't what the ripped is today, with the dry fucking gravel on you and your fucking ass striations and everything. I mean, Arnold wasn't that far off of 212, and he was a fucking foot taller than most even bodybuilders today. So, has the human being evolved since Schwarzenegger? You remember when Pumping Iron went on? They had it under 200, and that's where Frank Zane was and everybody else. And then the over 200, that's where you had, Serge Nubret, Lou Ferrigno, Roger Walker, Arnold, obviously. These fucking guys today, those guys that were great bodybuilders, Muhammad Makawi, fucking, Franco Colombo, Danny Padilla, all those guys that were short and all that stuff, even Lee Labrada, those guys were way under 200 pounds. I'm just telling you. I mean, I think Padilla was in like 168 or something like that. So was Colombo. What did the human being evolve? No. It's drugs. It's drugs. The human body, you got guys now that are my height, 5'6", and they're 300 fucking pounds. Heart attack. It's just waiting to happen. It's waiting to happen. Okay? You got, all this shit that's going on today. It's just absolutely insane, and it's not normal. It's not normal. What I was going to say about the insulin, by the way, is you want to kill yourself? Take a full syringe full of insulin, shoot yourself. You'll die. Okay, don't eat any sugar. You'll die. You'll go in a coma and you'll fucking die. Same thing with fucking diuretics. Go take a pound down, a shitload of diuretics. Don't drink anything. You'll die. You'll destroy your kidneys too. On your way to death. It'll be ugly death. But, what I'm saying is all these things cause problems. And once you fucking shoot the blood pressure up, when your body weight gets big, you're going to have high blood pressures. One goes hand in hand with the other. Once the blood pressure goes up, there goes the kidneys. It starts working on killing the kidneys, right? And the heart. And these guys are all dying from kidneys and heart. And liver. Fucks the liver up too. Think about all the shit you're taking. It has to go through the liver. So, are these bodybuilders dying? I know there's some of you guys don't want to hear that. It's not the steroids, it's not this, it's not that. No, I blame the gurus. The gurus are a big part of it. I blame this one. It's genetics, it's pure genetics. No, it's not. No, it's not. Only recently have these guys been getting out of control, like since the Kuwait shit, when everybody's, you look at Big Ramy and everybody thought, what a freak. I was with Branch Warren. He's like, Greg, check this fucking guy. We were at the New York Pro together. We were, sitting backstage. He goes to me, check this guy, watch. And all of a sudden comes Big Ramy. He goes, do you believe this shit? This is Branch Warren telling me this. You know what I mean? I'm like, holy shit. And that's the first time I saw Big Ramy, up close and personal myself. And, he's standing next to my friend Victor Martinez, and all these other guys, all these other pro bodybuilders, and they're all jacked and everything. And he made them look like, kids. That's how big he was. Now, today, they all look like that. Yeah, this Hattie guy and this fucking Walker guy and all these guys, and nothing against them. But everybody looks fucking gigundo. Big Ramy's no longer an oddity. You gabish? You understand what I'm saying? It's not good. It's not good. I've told you before. You could take a 300-pound guy and clone him. Clone him. This 300-pound guy is all muscle. 300-pound guy number 1 is all muscle. 300-pound guy number 2 is all fat. They have the exact same, they're clones. So they have the exact DNA, everything is exact in them. Guy number 1 is going to die way before guy number 2. Because we've evolved. Yes, you get fat in your fucking arteries and around your fucking organs and shit, and it's not good. But we've evolved to be able to handle that a lot more than pure muscle. Because pure muscle makes the heart work even harder. There's not that much blood flow in fat. But in muscle, there's massive blood flow. So the guy who's got the fucking, all that muscle, his heart's working like this. What's going on? I'm a firm believer in sound nutrition. But sometimes my memory gets a little fucked up. So I take Game Face. And right now, you can get 2 bottles of Game Face and get the 3rd one free. Because I'm sitting right here with the big cheese of Game Face. So, you want to start getting healthy? You want to start eating right? And get your Game Face on. Stop fucking around. GameFaceSupplements.com. My favorite supplement right here. I'm going to take it right now. And, I'm biting it. Salute. Okay, and finally, what can we do to save bodybuilding? Well, I'll look at it this way. We talked about this on RX After Hours, and, Dave Palumbo and I disagree on one thing. We disagree on the fact that I say the only way to save bodybuilding, the sport of bodybuilding, and then there's, lifestyle bodybuilding. Like the guys that you see that work out all the time in the gym and have no desire competing. They Maybe they have other jobs, they work construction, they're accountants, they're cops, they're whatever, firemen, whatever, okay? And they have no desire to compete, but they still take steroids and they still get jacked and everything like that, and they look like they can compete. So they're not the ones, though, that I really hear about dying. Now, there might be a few, I don't know, but those are not the ones I really hear about dying. Because most of them, some of them do take a lot of steroids, okay? But most of them, don't go to the extreme. Are not walking around 300 fucking pounds, ripped and shit with striated ass. Those are the pros. And when I say bodybuilding, the people who are dying are the people in the sport of bodybuilding. Now look, we just lost a Mr. Olympia. You know what I'm saying? And we've lost, top Mr. Olympia contenders. So this is a real thing. This is not a joke. You know what I'm saying? This is not a joke. So I think that the sport of bodybuilding, this is where Dave and I disagree, because Dave's like, I like to see freaks. I like it. And yeah, I guess everybody likes to see freaks, but there comes a point in time where, at what cost? So you, the fan, want to see a freak, but and the bodybuilders want to be freaks. Okay, the big pros, they want to get super jacked and super ripped and everything. But at the cost of what? Their life? Their kidney? You know what I mean? Their heart? What's killing bodybuilders? It's all heart attacks and kidney problems and all that stuff. And that comes from blood pressure and a few other things. Diuretics are bad. Obviously, insulin is terrible. I don't recommend. If you're a recreational bodybuilder and you're taking insulin, you got to stop doing that. Okay? There's no reason to take insulin. I don't even think a competitive bodybuilder should be taking insulin, but that's neither here nor there. You're talking about a guy. I never took growth hormone. I never took insulin. I'm a diabetic. I take metformin and everything, but because I'm type 2 diabetic. But I'm not down with all that insulin usage, the peptides and SARMs and all. Those things will fuck up your liver and your kidneys. Don't think that they won't. Because everybody uses them, especially on a heavy cycle, all have problems with their liver and their kidneys. Okay? Now, I'm just telling you, ever since, this Kuwait stuff started happening where guys are coming out there and, you see pro bodybuilders going there and gaining fucking 30 pounds on top of their already massive fucking thing. And I'm not blaming Kuwait, but what I'm saying is guys are doing way too much chemicals. And like I said, they do a chemical for every process of the body, even to tan, to improve their tan, melanotan, even, something to improve their appetite, something to make them sleep, something to make them, wake up, something to, to stop their cortisone, something to, to boost their thyroid. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to go into the whole litany, but they take a fucking pill or a shot or some sort of medication for every process of the body. You understand? I mean, even something like clenbuterol, enough of that shit will fuck up your heart. It's a fact. Now, this whole bodybuilding dying stuff is recent. I mean, when John Romano talked about, when him and I were in the movie together, Bigger, Faster, Stronger. Or Bigger, Stronger, Faster, whatever the fuck I say it. Anyway, I know, isn't that fucked up? I can't even say it right. But listen. In the movie, John says, where's the bodies? Okay, and I used to say the same shit. Nobody's dying from steroids. No, show me somebody who's dying from steroids. Well, now guess what? Since, it's been a while since that movie came out. And now there's a lot of guys dying from steroids. There's 30-something bodybuilders who are either IFBB or NPC pro, bodybuilders who are dead now. And there's a lot more who have kidney problems and are kidney dialysis and so on, who have heart problems. I'm just telling you, the quest for size, and as you keep getting bigger, is not good. And you don't see 80-year-old jacked men. Now, I'm not talking about an 80-year-old who's really built and maybe ripped and got pecs and biceps and everything. I'm talking about an 80-year-old that's like 250, 300 pounds. Because it doesn't work that way. Okay? So don't pick nits with me. All right? I'm not anti-steroid. I'm actually pro-steroid. But the thing is, I'm about responsibility now. I did fucking things wrong, and who knows what would have happened to me. You know, I might have been a casualty because I was taking 6,000 milligrams of test and this and that, and I would never recommend that right now. I was stupid, okay? But I was also, if I didn't get arrested, I was pissing brown back then. You know, my liver was probably like a football. Listen, the only way to stop this in pro bodybuilding and in the sport of bodybuilding is to start scoring the big super freaks that can't even walk or get out of breath doing a double bicep and they're fucking most muscular and they're like almost fainting on stage and shit like that. They're fucking like Jerry Ward says, make this square. Jerry Ward's my boy. The only way is to mark it down, is to score the freaks, the mass monsters. First of all, it looks ugly anyway. Those guys, their physique, when you get super, super jacked, you lose your proportion. Okay? Even the great Rich Gaspari. You know, he was like 190-something when he competed against Lee Haney. Would win every year. He'd be second place. But when he started getting into the 212, he gained more weight and got up to like 212 or 216 or something. He lost his lines, even though he was still ripped and everything. But, his waist looked thicker and he just didn't... Your aesthetics. These guys are not aesthetic. You wouldn't say Big Rammy's got a pleasing, pretty physique. First of all, I see a lot of flaws with that. With him. Especially when you turn him around. But that's neither here nor there. Okay? I don't like to keep using Big Rammy. It's just that he's like the pinnacle. He's the one I've told you before. That I was with Branch Warren, and Branch Warren said, holy shit, you got to see this fucking guy, and he was just so much bigger than everybody else. So we have to start scoring guys lower in the bodybuilding world and go more towards men's classic physique. I love men's classic physique, personally. Okay, because those are beautiful bodies. Okay, and, I think there's a weight limit in there where you can't get above it. So I think that they have to do this because otherwise you're just going to keep getting these guys, everybody and their brother today. I mean, you can't even, guys are having trouble, guys that are 5'2" and shit like that are having trouble making the 212 class. That's how bad it is. Arnold Schwarzenegger himself, I've said this before, Arnold Schwarzenegger himself, he weighed... 222, 224. He could have been a 212 class if he really died it down to get super ripped with striations on his ass. You know what I mean? The bodybuilder hasn't evolved since the 1970s, okay? Just that there's more drugs than ever, and these gurus are killing the sport. They're the worst fucking thing that could happen to guys, because they just keep pushing more and more shit on these guys and more, let me tell you something. Diuretics will kill you right away. Same thing with insulin. You want to die? Just go take a fucking full syringe full of insulin. I have two friends that died that way. Okay, they shot the insulin and they didn't have sugar in their body and they wound up going into insulin shock and died. 2. Okay, great way to commit suicide. Eat no carbs, starve yourself, and then take a fucking full syringe of insulin. Watch what happens to you. Bye. It's dangerous, and it's creating ugly physiques. And the only way to change this and save bodybuilders, because bodybuilders are too stupid on their own. Sorry, but they're not going to do this on their own. They're going to do whatever they can to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Soon 300 is not going to be enough. 350 is not going to be enough. Soon you're going to have a 400-pound ripped bodybuilder. It's not going to live long, though. He's not going to live long. I'm just going to tell you that now. So as much as you might want to see that, like, yeah, that'd be, like, awesome, okay? First of all, those guys that are that big have trouble fucking, moving and breathing and everything else. I'm telling you, I know. I was 278 pounds at 5'6", okay? At 5'6", I was 278 pounds. I couldn't breathe. I'm telling you, it was not good. You can imagine these guys, it's even crazier. So... that's the only way. I disagree with Dave. I don't. It's not genetics. Of course, genetics plays a little part if you're somebody that has that genetically already in you and you're fucked up and shit like that's going to happen. But we cannot keep scoring these guys that are super fucking jacked and, their lats don't even pop. They're just like this and then they're like this and then they're like this. I mean, Lee Haney would go and he'd come out like this and he would just explode on stage and each just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, we have to go back to that. That's my opinion. Go back more towards classic physique builds. I know you guys don't want to hear that. You just want to see these guys getting bigger and bigger, but you're going to see more deaths in bodybuilding. It's just going to happen. It's not going to not happen. So, that's my 2 cents, man. Whatever you want to think. You want to call me an asshole, you want to think I'm fucking full of shit, or whatever. Look what I did. Look what you did. Never said do what I do, bro. I learned my lessons, you know. I could, dude, I could be making them fucking $1 million right now selling drugs if I wanted again. But I'm not going to go back to jail. I'm not going to go do, you know, I stick my hand in a fire and it burns it, I fucking learn. And one of the things I recommend everybody doing is drinking a lot of fluids, okay? Taking supplements that not make you bigger, but taking supplements that assist your body and your you know, aid your digestion. Your digestive tract is your immune system, baby. So take care of your digestive tract, okay? Enzymes, a lot of fucking, you know, digestive enzymes. I take a lot of that. It takes, you know, stuff for the liver to keep your liver constantly going good, you know, from Silmarin to Live 52 to Tudica to fucking NAC, you know, things like that. These are the kind of things you have to do. Keep your heart going, keep your kidneys flushed, and keep your blood pressure down. Because the bigger you get, the more body weight you get, the harder your heart has to pump. Okay? And the harder your heart has to pump, your blood pressure is going to go up, your kidneys are going to die, and eventually so will you. How do we stop it? We score the big mass monsters lower. We want to go more towards the lines of the physique. That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger was saying when he talked about Cedric. Because he thought Cedric's lines were better. Okay? We have to go towards that. We have to go more towards that. Instead of these guys keep wanting to get bigger. Because the quest for size is killing them. There you go. That's just my 2 cents, guys. You don't have to agree with me. Okay? You don't have to agree with me. This is my 2 cents. Dave doesn't agree with me. You know? But you're just going to keep seeing more dead bodybuilders. Alright? Alright. Alright, look. I appreciate you guys being here. I do. I appreciate you guys being here. Try to like the video and subscribe here because I'm not doing this for the shkadol. You know, obviously I'd be kicking out the videos all the time. But, you know, seeing that people want this and, they want to hear my bullshit makes me want to do more videos. You know what I mean? If I don't see enough hits, what's the point? You know what I mean? Making no shkadol anyway, so what's the point? You know what I mean? I think social media is killing this country already as it is. So, if you like the video, subscribe. I'm going to do more stories. I gave you a little story here. I told you the story about Lisa, my ex, and Joey, her brother Joey. We call him Joey. But, and what went on with that guy, Mike. And it's a true story, and that I feel fit what this video is, about. The beginning of this video with Rob and all that stuff. And again, if you don't like my feelings about it or my take about it, well, you know what I mean? I get along with everybody, and I don't need any bullshit anymore, bro. I'm fucking too old, you know? I'm too fucking old to worry about who's the toughest guy in school. I'm too old to worry about who doesn't like this or who don't like that. You don't like me, you think because I say Rob's not a bad guy and I think he got fucked because everybody that talked about him, everybody, talk about him, but to talk about his family and shit like that. Hey, listen, if you don't like me because of that, what could I say? Get in line. Get online, you know what I mean? There's a fucking plenty of haters out there. But I'm going to do another video. I'm really upset about this one video I did with all the stuff with me on the Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Got a ton of that stuff. Let me see if Johnny Bravo can help me. He says he can. I was arrested by Judge Jeanine Pirro on Fox News. She's the one who arrested me all those years ago. Okay, I wasn't in Club Fed, like I said, with everybody else, on the grassy knoll, where it was working out and fucking, eating a tuna sandwich and shit, or getting online, talking to my friends online with, I didn't have it like that, okay? But I get some great video footage, with that stuff, with, Judge Jeanine and all this shit, and we're all good now, because as you know, Charlie Gasparino's my boy. We grew up together and from Fox News and stuff, and he's had me on Fox News a bunch of times. And anyway, so there you go. So we'll do some more videos. I'm going to do a lot of stories. I got some great mother-in-law stories. I was going to throw one in here, but I figured I wanted to give you that one story about Lisa and Joe and everything. I forgot about that. until I actually, like, was thinking about, holy shit, this, what went on with Rob. But a lot of that shit reminded me of, even though Rob wasn't like this guy, Mike, but I put, the moral of the story is still the same. You understand what I'm saying? So, alright, listen. You guys, listen to me. Be good to your girl, be good to your significant other. Life is there's a lot of fucking hills and valleys in life. You know what I mean? It's, we got to get through things, and everything's going to be okay. So, just do what you got to do. But you always got to take family first. This bodybuilding shit is cool, but it's not above your family. That's why you look at Dave Palumbo and you say to yourself, how the fuck could he be 185 and shit like that, or 188, what he said he was on the show the other day, me and him were talking, when he was 325 pounds ripped? Because he wants to live. He knows that if he would have stayed like that, he wouldn't be alive, and he wouldn't have those children he has, and the life he has with his wife. That's greater than winning any Mr. Olympia or any bodybuilding title. You have no fucking clue. When you're young, all you do is you see this fucking madness, and everybody, I want to get jacked, I want to get super jacked. And one day, you're going to realize there's more to life than that. There is, okay? And it's not worth your life. Be responsible. Take care of your body. Love yourself. Be good to yourself. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break, okay? Be good to you. And then be good to everybody around you, okay? Don't hate somebody because you don't like the way they talk. Hey, John, or whatever, how Rob talks with. Don't hate somebody because of that. Maybe you ain't so perfect yourself, okay? Just ride the wave of life, and don't let things fucking get to you. Kabish? Alright? I'll give you the stories, but you're gonna have to earn it by liking the video and, subscribing to the channel. So, fucking makes me want to do videos, because this ain't my thing. I'm doing this on I'm not doing this on no iPhone shit. I'm doing this on what the hell kind of camera? This is a JVC, whatever the fuck this thing is. Invario? Wait, hold on, I'll tell you right now. JVC, whatever, I can't even read the side of that shit. I can't read, it's just JVC camera. Okay? I'm doing this on it's like barbaric. Then I gotta go in and I gotta fucking edit this shit on Windows Movie Maker like a fucking barbarian. You know what I'm saying? So it's not easy for me. And then I gotta convert the file from a Windows Media file to a fucking MP4 shit. You know what I mean? So this is a pain in my ass doing this stuff. Alright? I get it, So that's why I tell you, if you guys, if I see you like the video, leave your comments, whatever you want to hear me talk about. Makes me, I read everybody's comment, so I can't always come back, I start commenting and then I gotta jump to other things, but I still see them all. Alright? So, give me a reason to make the videos. Anyway, alright, be good to your girl, be good to your significant other, pay your child support, don't be a deadbeat dad, I don't like deadbeat dad, so if you're a deadbeat dad, don't follow me. I hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? As your kids, I don't give a fuck what she does with the money. I don't care if she takes the money and gives it to your ex. I don't care if she gives the money to her new boyfriend, says, yeah, look, here's the money. One day, she's going to answer to that, because those kids, okay, are going to say, my father paid every fucking month. He paid child, and you gave it to that motherfucker. That's what they're going to say, and you're going to be the hero. Right now, you might not be the hero. I've been there, okay? You got to do the right thing. Doesn't matter to your kids. Don't be a selfish cocksucker. Alright. And let shit go. Be good to yourself. Note to self, let shit go. Okay? Alright. I love you fucking guys, man. You're all fucking bunch of momos. But I'm a momo too, right? Alright. Stop fucking around. I'll see you in the next video.